Good audio makes the video. And if you're someone that shoots video regularly like I am, you're probably also familiar with the fact that a great lavalier or lav microphone is an essential tool in getting great audio consistently. And when it comes to my lavalier microphone of choice that I entrust to get critical audio in run and gun situations, the Tascam DR-10L is a near perfect value lav microphone. And let me explain why. Now, if we wanted to talk specs and just what you get with the DR-10L in general, this is a 24-bit audio recorder that offers recording in both WAV and MP3 formats. The DR-10L features a small LCD screen in front and a range of buttons below it that allow you to control the different functions of the unit itself. The unit accepts micro SD HC cards up to 32 gigabytes in size, and has a micro USB connector that allows for connecting to your computer to provide firmware updates. Now, the main connector for the lav mic itself is a 3.5mm locking connector that connects very securely to the unit, while you also have a 3.5mm jack for connecting a pair of headphones to monitor audio in the unit as well. You also have a multi-function switch that allows for both powering the unit and starting and stopping recording, which we'll talk about in a bit, and the unit can be powered by one AAA battery. Now, in terms of what comes with the unit itself, aside from the box and the standard assortment of manuals, which you can find online as well, you have the DR-10L itself, the TM10LB, which is the technical name for the lav mic that it comes with, a small windscreen for the lav itself, a clip that attaches to the rear of the DR-10L that allows for attaching this easily to certain articles of clothing, a micro USB to USB Type-A cable, and a nice little pouch that encases all of this. Now, worth noting, there is also the DR-10LW, which is the white version of this unit that you can pick up as well, say if you want to match this with lighter colored clothing, or a bride's dress, which is probably the most common case for this particular unit. Now, even more specifically, I think there are 5 key points worth talking about with the DR-10L that make it stand out compared to its peers, both similarly priced and even slightly more expensive in some cases. And the first one for this is size. The DR-10L is tiny, 2 inches by 2 inches by, well, much less than that. And same goes for the lav mic itself, which is also equally small and can be concealed pretty easily. In this case, I just have it lazily attached to me on my shirt, but you can remove the clip it comes with and use something like Rycoat stickies or other items to conceal this under clothing pretty easily. Now, one of the most important principles that this unit has over others, I would also say, is safety. The DR-10L is designed to just provide consistent, quality, safe audio. And with regard to safety, this unit's power and recording mechanism is such that you do have to hold it down for a good few seconds in a not so obvious and convenient way to start and stop recording. And this is actually a good thing. It is incredibly unlikely that you'll have someone that will not only accidentally be able to stop recording or power this unit off unintentionally, but even more so, unless they're familiar with the DR-10L itself, be able to turn this off if they wanted to. Now, even more so along the safety front, you might think a 24-bit audio unit does not quite compete with some like the Zoom F2 that provide 32-bit float audio. But even on the audio safety front, this unit provides multiple different level settings for setting the gain of the lav mic. It has a built-in limiter you can toggle on and off if you want to explicitly prevent clipping that would occur in certain recording situations. It has a built-in safety track option that can record either a -6 or -12 dB second recording of what you're capturing. And did I mention, of those audio levels that you can choose initially, you can also choose an auto setting, which will basically automatically handle the level for you rather than you having to set an explicit value. In short, even if this unit isn't 32-bit float, it's going to be pretty difficult to get a bad recording out of this so long as you know how to clip this on your talent and press record. And that perhaps is what makes this such a good, solid, safe unit to go by. Now, the other thing we have to talk about here with this unit is quality. The DR-10L is really a quality lav mic unit, and you could say this is true in a couple of different ways. Yes, the body itself is made of plastic, as you might expect, but it actually holds up pretty well, and I have not seen any signs of this cracking, or even fragile items like the battery door becoming loose or nearly falling off over time, which is not the case you can say for some other lav mic units. But even more importantly on the quality front is the lav mic that comes with this unit. Simply put, the quality of the lav mic you get with different lavalier mic packs is not something to be underestimated. And I don't think that this unit even gets enough credit for the quality lav mic that you get with it. Now, of course, quality would also then mean you probably want to hear what this sounds like. And in this case, you've been hearing the audio out of my shotgun mic boomed and positioned slightly above and in front of me for most of this video. And if we were to switch that audio to the Tascam DR-10L, which is clipped onto my shirt right here, you will now hear perhaps the difference and the fact that this mic easily competes with what I would still say is the most ideal audio case, which is still booming and positioning a shotgun out in front. Now, this is a more controlled environment, arguably, though not properly sound treated, but in a primary audio situation, say like a wedding ceremony, the DR-10L sounds excellent as well, something like this.
Bensi, you make my heart feel complete, and I greatly thank God for bringing us together. I will always love you forever, and I will always be by your side through all circumstances.
And even in the case where you want to have a shotgun mic that is still the preferred audio capture method, the DR-10L, say in a case like interviews, makes for an excellent backup and or even primary source as well, like this.
I'd be wrong if I didn't say thank you to all the brides and grooms that allowed us to come do their special film. So I appreciate that. We appreciate that.
And since I thought of this after the fact, here is another example of the lav mic on the Tascam DR-10L, a lot closer to my mouth as I'm speaking. So the quality of this unit on a couple of fronts is not something to overlook. Now, another point of this unit we have to discuss is the fact that the DR-10L is self-contained. And this is big, so let me explain. With something like the Rode Wireless Go 2, you ultimately have to connect this device to your computer to, well, capture the audio off of its internal storage. With something like the Zoom F2, you actually have to use its built-in desktop software to just format the card in the device. The DR-10L is an entirely self-contained, simple unit that does not require any additional software, and yes, while it might not have the additional apps and extra features that some of these other units have, in a pinch, if you're out in the field and you need to format your card on the device, or you need to monitor audio on it, or you need to change a setting, you don't have to have a laptop with you, you don't have to have any additional software with you. So long as you have the unit, you have everything you need. This simplicity is actually, I think, really critical in run-and-gun filming situations. It saved me in weddings when you've forgotten to format a card and you need to just quickly do it, because, well, that happens sometimes. And so this unit being simply self-contained, I think, is a major benefit. Now, another thing we should talk about with this unit is battery life. This unit is rated from Tascam at around 8 hours of battery life if you're using nickel metal hydride batteries, such as the Panasonic Eneloop rechargeable batteries that I use, or can provide a maximum of 15.5 hours of battery life with lithium battery options. Fun fact regarding battery life, I once left this on a groom at a recent wedding this past year, where after miking him up for the ceremony, given all that was going on in the day and the hecticness of everything, the lav mic ended up staying on him and recording throughout the entirety of the rest of the wedding. So yes, very end of the night, I got the thing back. It had nearly 5 to 6 hours of audio on it, and the groom did know that it was still running, but the unit still had some battery life left in it, which is to basically say that even with its one single AAA battery, this unit is going to give you hours of runtime, and I wouldn't say that's a big issue to worry about. And now the last thing we should really talk about here is just value. Bear in mind, with the quality of the lav mic you get with this unit, with the safety you get out of this unit, both with audio recording options and the physical and tactile switches and buttons, with all the self-contained features that do not require you to use another app or other device to have to configure or do basic changes with the unit, and with how small this thing is overall, the DR-10L is still the complete lav mic package that, even years after its release, I think is hard to beat. Now, given the fact that this unit's been around for a while, I do wonder if and when Tascam will replace it, but if and when they do, I think if they just took nearly the same unit and added 32-bit float audio to it, even if this resulted in a slight price increase compared to the competition, I think it would be well worth it. And so that is my take on the Tascam DR-10L. Now, hopefully this little review here has been of some help to you. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe if it was. I'm definitely planning on covering more audio-related gear reviews like this in the future. That is all I have to say, so thanks for watching.